In my consultations across the continent in the last 2 years, I have noted a number of things which suggest that African officials are very concerned about the lack of U.S. engagement. The first, and they cite a series of things to demonstrate their point of view. The first is they note that as we stand here today, on June 12, 2018, no Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs is yet to be appointed by the Trump administration. They have, finally, nominated a distinguished former U.S. Ambassador, Ambassador Tibor Nagy, who I understand will have his confirmation hearing this week before the United States Senate, and should all go well, hopefully will be confirmed in relatively short order. But that still leaves nearly 2 years into the Trump presidency, where President Trump has not designated a senior government official for the purpose of coordinating Africa policy and engaging with senior African leaders. The second thing that is often pointed out by African interlocutors, and it's related to this first point, is a perceived lack of high-level engagement with Africa, especially when compared with the engagement they see from other sovereign non-African partners. Of course, we note that there have been some high-level visits. USAID Administrator Mark Green, for example, visited Sudan in August 2017. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Ambassador Nikki Haley, visited Ethiopia, South Sudan, and the DRC just 1 month prior, or just 2 months later in October 2017. And of course, there was the famous visit of Secretary of State Rex Tillerson to Ethiopia, Djibouti, Chad, Kenya, and Nigeria in March of 2018. However, this latter visit, meant to be something of a demonstration of how important Africa is to the Trump administration, turned out to be anything but, when Secretary Tillerson was fired before that visit even concluded, thus leading many Africans to wonder what exactly the United States thinks about Africa, and in fact, taking that the fact that Secretary Tillerson was fired, as frankly the best evidence of the Trump administration's attitude towards Africa, generally speaking.